Hey everyone, it's Rayma. Happy New Year. It's hard to believe that it's already 2022. Today I'm going to be celebrating the Russian Christmas season, which is it's January 7th. And I'm making Russian tea cookies. Sometimes I think these are also called Mexican wedding cookies, but I'm going to make these with a Southeast Asian twist, and I'm going to be flavoring them with this tropical plant here. It's called Pandan, and I'm going to show you how to take the leaves and extract the color and the floral rich essence of the pandan leaves to add that into the Russian tea cookies today. So come with me and I will show you how to make pandan infused Russian tea cookies. So for our pandan infused Mexican wedding cookies or Russian tea cookies, however you want to call them, we're going to be using fresh pandan leaves, which you can get in any grocery store here in Singapore, here in Southeast Asia. And they grow out of these bunches kind of like this. I don't think we'll need both stalks. I think I'll probably just fill about a cup or so of chopped leaves. The easiest way to chop pandan leaves is to use the scissors. And once I cut them into maybe about 2-inch pieces, I'm going to melt some earth balance butter, and I'm going to infuse the butter on the stove top with the pandan leaves to kind of bring out some of that flavor and hopefully also the green color of the pandan leaves as well. I don't know where you can get these in the US, maybe your local Chinatown or Asian, Southeast Asian store. One cool thing is that if you're from Hawaii, you probably heard of the hala tree before, and the scientific name is the pandanus tree, and I think pandan, the edible kind here in Southeast Asia, is related to the trees that we see all over in Hawaii, which the native Hawaiians, I don't think they ever ate the hala tree, but they did weave the leaves into baskets and wonderful mats. All right, so let me cut these up and I'll try to get about a cup or so. So here's one bunch of my pandan leaves chopped up, and I'm going to simmer these with a little bit of earth balance to draw out the flavor now. So here's the pandan infused earth balance that I ended up with. So after I simmered the pandan leaves in the butter on the stove, I then blitzed it briefly in my Ninja blender, and that really draws out the green color. And then I took the blended leaves and I passed it through a sieve, and I used the back of a little spoon to really press out all the butter. The only downside of this method, as opposed to using commercial pandan extract, is that you lose quite a bit of the butter into the leaves, which really do absorb all of the fat. So I might have to top this up. This is half the block. I'm probably gonna have to top it up with more earth balance to get that final half cup amount that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna pop the lid on this. I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and I want this to re-solidify back to a solid texture. Then I'm gonna make the Russian tea cookies with this. All right, so I have my half a cup of butter with a combination of the pandan one that I made earlier today and just the plain earth balance. And in addition, in my stand mixer bowl, I also have about an 1/8 cup of just regular white granulated sugar and a wee little pinch of salt. And I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract as well. And I'm going to cream all of this together in my KitchenAid stand mixer. So here's what it looks like when everything has been creamed together. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of just regular all-purpose flour to my stand mixer and cream everything together. A little bit more flour. Alright, so just when everything comes together, it really only takes less than a minute. I'm going to add 1 cup of chopped walnuts. Alright, so I have portioned out my little pandan cookie balls. I got about 17 or so, I think, yeah, 17, using a 1-inch cookie scoop. And this is a very crumbly dough. It's almost like shortbread cookie dough. There's no liquid except for the butter. Once I portioned them out, the cookie scoop, I manually re-rolled each one. So because of the ambient heat and also from the heat from my hands, I'm gonna pop them back in the fridge just to chill a little bit. You don't have to do this if you're not in Southeast Asia, but I think that cookies tend to kind of get very warm quickly, the dough I mean. I have in the meantime my oven preheating to 300 Fahrenheit or 150 Celsius. And then once these chill a little bit and the oven's done preheating, I will put these in for about 30 minutes or so until they're done. So my cookies have just come out of the oven after 30 minutes, and I cut one open to make sure that it was completely cooked on the inside. So now I'm gonna move these guys to a wire baking rack, and while they're still very warm, I'm gonna roll them in powdered sugar to finish them off. Alright, so I'm going to do that for all of them. Alright everyone, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed watching me make my pandan infused Mexican wedding cookies or Russian tea cookies. I think there are a couple changes that I would make if I were to remake this recipe. I really didn't want to use commercial pandan extract because I suspect that some of these have artificial pandan flavoring in them, and I think many of them have green food coloring as well. But I can see if you wanted a rich green interior or exterior of these cookies that you might want to go with the commercial pandan extract, because the green, you can kind of see it's a little bit tinted once they're baked, but more or less the green coloring goes away. The other issue too is that you can kind of taste the pandan a little bit, and I really like how the earthiness of the pandan brings out the flavor of the walnuts, and the walnuts taste more walnutty because of the undernote of that pandan. But it's so faint that I don't know if I would necessarily taste the pandan if I didn't know that I spent so much time putting it in. So I think that could be another reason why you might want to go with the commercial pandan extract as well. And then finally, the other issue has to do with cost, that pandan leaves, when you blend them, they really soak up the medium in which you have to blend them, and usually that's water, but we don't have any water in this dish, so that's the earth balance butter. And so I lost about half of the earth balance, and because of that it's quite spendy to kind of like throw that earth balance away. So I think that could be another reason why I might want to do this with the extract next time. But I still think that these came out really tasty. They're really crisp. They really melt in your mouth. They're kind of like shortbread cookies, but with a twist. Let me know if you can get pandan leaves and the plant where you are in your part of the world. They're pretty commonly available here. You can get them in any Southeast Asian grocery store. So I hope you try this recipe, and if not with the leaves, then with the commercial extract, which I'm sure you can get anywhere in the world on Amazon or online. So thank you for watching, and Happy New Year and Happy Russian Christmas, January 7th.